Hello everyone. I'm going to review the Direwolf C, which is the other mech in the Warden Pack. I neglected to mention the paint job in the previous one, in the Timberwolf, because I thought I'd mention it here. They're both the same. They've got the green and black kind of glowing sort of retro looking paint job, and they've got these little elemental bolt-ons, which you can actually change the color of as well. So yeah, it was quite well received by the public, by the gaming community. Nice little throwback to Mechwarrior 2 sort of area, and yeah, they look fantastic out on the field. It's a pity you can't really change the colours or anything of the green lines. You can kind of tint it, but it's yeah, it's kind of a little bit limited, but that's the way it goes. So you get two of the Direwolf Cs, and I'm just going to go over a couple of things. First, I'll just go to the Sana website and have a look at the Direwolf, or the Daishi, which apparently is a pseudo-Japanese for Great Death. So the Direwolf being a clan Omni-Mech with 100 tons. It has only a XL 300, which means it has a lot of weight remaining for weapons, and has a lot of heat sinks, a lot of hard points, and a lot of room for heat sinks and things like that, and ammo. It's 54 kph in the lore, but in the game it's 48, I think. 48.6. Now the C, so this is the C here. We'll just have a quick look at the standard build. So the standard build in lore is a pair of ERPPCs, 2 ATM6s, and a Streak 4, which is in the head, and 4 medium pulse lasers. So there's 4 different weapon groups. There's a targeting computer, and there's ECM. Now apparently it has jump jets as well, I believe. So apparently the jump jets, there's only one jump jet in, oh hang on, no there isn't. I'll have a look at the standard build, which you can now buy for 18 million C bills. Direwolves are not cheap to buy. No, that's right, it does have 3 jump jets, 1 in each torso and 1 in the center torso with the ECM area. So if we quickly look at the build, so it's 1, 2, 3. So it says 28.8. Apparently in the lore it can jump 90 meters, but there is a little difference, which is probably more suitable, I guess. Standard build, it has 2 ATMs, 2 ATM6s, and it has a narc. So you could narc your enemy and then use the ATMs if you so choose. This isn't an ideal build really for quick play or anything. The set of 8 bonus doesn't really give much incentive to hold on to it. It's only got a 10% velocity, 10% torso yaw speed, and 10% turn rate, and a tiny little XP bonus, which you won't have any trouble getting XP in a Direwolf. So the builds that I like using, or have used, I haven't used this as much as the other ones, as the Timberwolf, but it's probably just because it's a bit of a slow mech and you need to have good positioning, and sometimes it's a bit of a risk. But when you do have a good game, usually it's a very good game. It's quite easy to get 1,000 damage plus in a Direwolf. So if you do have the Ultraviolet, you can use this build, which is the 4 AC2s, or 8 AC2s, or LB2s as well, with the one with 2 separate pallets. They kind of spread a little bit, but they're a little bit cooler from memory. I'm not sure, can't remember the exact heat point 4. Heat point 5, yeah, a tiny bit cooler. It does get hot with 8, so you might want to go for the LB2s. Now basically the incentive of using this with the C is the ECM. So you get ECM, which means if you're holding way back in a nice little sniper's nest, you can fire down on your enemies with your ECM, giving you a little bit more cover. So that's one good build. I'll just quickly go to the... Now you're probably familiar with this build, you would have seen it out in the battlefield a few times, probably been killed by it, I certainly have. Basically, it just punches holes in things. It's extremely efficient at pinpoint damage and has great range. They did slow the velocity down a little bit with the AC2s. You can see it's got a quite good fire rate.
Target
the only problem
acquired.
with the ECM is you do lose some ammo. You have to lose it somewhere. So that's, that is a bit of a shame, but if you go through all your ammo, you're more focused on hitting your target than running out of ammo.
Target destroyed.
So I always find the more I aim, the better my aim, the better my score. And running out of ammo can sometimes happen due to
target destroyed.
Just being a bad shot. So that's one of the more popular builds. The other one is it's an ER large Gorse build, which you'll see a fair bit. I'll just switch to that. So I've got some set up in the other one that you get with the pack. So it's just a plain coloured Direwolf. I've got the 5 ER PPC build as well. Now this really does require you to have the heat nodes all filled and the operations, because it's very hot. Generally you'd run in 3 groups, so 2, 2 and 1, or you can chain fire them if you like, depending. A lot of the better players will fire 2, 2 and 1, I think, because there is ghost heat if you fire a third one, and it will blow you up. That PPCs are known for blowing up players. Now the other build that I quite like is the Gorse build. So it's Gorse with ER larges and ER mediums. So this runs quite cool in comparison to the PPC build, and you will find this out in the battlefield quite a lot. So this uses the prime hardpoints, but it's got ECM. Now there is I was trying to play around with a silly build, and I know why I never see it, but it really is a energy or a Dakar build. I'd like to know if there's a better Lerm build. I don't use Lerms very often, hardly at all. So yeah, I'm not sure if there is even a viable build that would use the C missile hardpoints. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Unless you've filled it with streaks or with SRMs maybe, and then use them as a backup. But yeah, with the C, you've got 3 hardpoints, 3 omnipods with missile hardpoints, but I don't really know what you do with it. Maybe ATMs. Yeah, it could be interesting, I guess, with an ATM. There's no real cooldown or anything. There's no sort of quirks that help with incentivizing using this as a Lerm boat over some of the other assaults that the clan variety have. Your Warhammer 2C has a great, I think it has a cooldown quirk. There's a Blood Asp build now with lots of Lerms. There's the Marauder 2C Scorch as well, which has lots of missile hardpoints, and they're high mounted. So I think the strengths of the Direwolf are very much laser vomit, PPC vomit or boating, and Dakar. So, and the combination of the two. So not so much missiles, but if there is a good build, I'd like to know it. So is the pack worth it? I think it is. I think personally, without giving too much away, I think that this pack's probably the best so far out of the packs that have been released, for a couple of reasons. One, that the Timberwolf is excellent. Now it's just an excellent mech, excellent for quick play. There's lots of things you can do with it. It just plays really well. The Direwolf is just a fantastic C-bill farming mech. You've got your 30% bonus with the hero version, and it just racks up the C-bills. So if you want to go into quick play and just earn C-bills one night, you'll get a lot more done in a Direwolf, especially with the ballistics. That's my personal experience anyway. So I think it's definitely worth it. Like all the incentives you get, like the other packs, you get the C-bill 30% bonus. 5% hanging item and a cockpit item, so you get 10% bonus. Then you get lots of variety having the Omni mechs. Plus, if you've already got any of the heroes like the Ultraviolet, you can even add more value to what you've already got. So I think it's a great pack that they've produced. And of course, it's nice to have an assault and a clan assault that's very expensive to buy in the store. So it's really good value in comparison to some of the other packs they've produced. So I would definitely buy it. I'd give it a 9 out of 10, probably 9.5. Okay, thanks guys.